I know 3 things about Akechi. Number 1, he's an almighty sweeper. Number 2, he has different elements for each of his 3 skills. And number 3, he sucks. I have no idea why he sucks, but in this video, I will find that out. So let me look at the A0 first. So at the start of battle, give the ally with the highest attack. Okay, now I'm already getting sub DPS vibe from this, which is not exactly a good thing. Detective partner. Sure. Prioritizing sweeper and sweeper and assassins. And he can manually choose detective partner at the start of his turn. He gets 25% of detective partner's attack. Okay. We're going to be up to 1000 attack. Then when detective partner deal damage with persona skill highlight or follow up, record their average damage dealt to all enemies. What? You got a single target skill, then record 40% of damage. At the start of Crow's turn, gain 1 stack of Arrow of Clarity based on the total recorded damage, then clear the record. What the heck is this? I'm kind of confused. So when the detective partner does damage with whatever stuff, record their average damage dealt to all enemies. Then at the start of his turn, he gets a stack of this thing based on the recorded damage. So the recorded damage is from the detective partner. Then clear the record. Okay, so I assume this stack will have a different number, different buff, I guess. And this stack probably has something to do with the skills, which we will check out now. Okay, so skill 1 is a blast AoE attack. Can he heal all allies? That's interesting. Then he gains truth. You don't say. Then gain clarity for 2 turns. Under clarity, increase all the allies damage dealt by 19.5. He is definitely sub DPS vibe. Then skill 2 is an AoE curse. This one also gains truth, but also gain chaos. Yeah, under chaos, decrease all enemies defense. Adds 1 more shot to arrow of chaos and increase its damage dealt. What is arrow of chaos? I think it's a skill 3. Yeah, it's a skill 3. Okay, so skill 1 buffs the allies, buff the party. Skill 2 debuffs defense and increase his skill 3 damage. Okay, the numbers are actually pretty small. 19.5, 19.5, 25.4. Not really high. Then the skill 3, you need to have troop. So you need to have, so that means you need to use either skill 1 or skill 2 first before you can unlock the skill 3. Consumes all arrow of clarity, so this one is from the A0, right? Okay, so you consume the stat from A0. Then deal 90.5% of the recorded damage. Ah, okay. So it's kind of like absorbing damage from your detective partner, then shooting out with the skill 3. So it's an almighty attack. Cannot crit. What the hell? Why cannot crit? Why you cannot crit? Just make it crit. Just make it crit. Come on. It's not like he's gonna do much damage, right? It's just 100% attack standard for AoE. Then the buffs are not even that strong. Then randomly shoots 4 arrow of chaos, each dealing damage. Each dealing almighty damage. And Crow will only do 20% damage to the same time. Okay, cool. I mean, sure. Okay, then skill 2. Skill 2 adds 1 more shot to arrow of chaos. So I can be 5 shots. Is it possible to stack the skill 2? That'll be interesting. And skill 3, skill 3 is just 1 sentence. So deal blast and curse damage. So it's basically, isn't that basically the twins? That's basically the twins AoE highlight. Yeah, it's basically the twin sweeper highlight. Blast and curse. That's kind of funny. And it adds 2 more shots to the skill 3. For 4 turns. Oh, that's interesting. So you can probably use this on turn 3. So you can last turn 3, 4, 5, 6, that's 4 turns. That's interesting. But I have no idea if the damage is actually high enough. Because from the looks of it, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of damage that he can do. And the thing is that if it's AoE, only record the average damage dealt. Average. Only the average. So that's not even high. And single target is only 40%. That's really low. Then the record damage will be unleashed, right? When he uses skill 3, which is not going to be high. So that means if you, let's say it's an AoE move, you do like 2 million damage. It's only going to be 400k when Akechi uses, because 2 million divided by 4. It divided by 5. Plus 5 enemies. 400k, that's not crazy damage. And it cannot crit also. So that's going to make the damage even worse. You cannot use the stable domain into effect. The converting crit rate to final damage or whatever, right? Because you cannot crit. I think if they really want to fix it, just remove the freaking crit. And then increase some more numbers, maybe. I'm not 100% sure what this first passive means. I assume this Desire Sonata thing is automatically triggered for any element, so maybe your party member, if you're using like wind DPS, then get 15% wind damage or something like that. Oh no, actually, oh no. I think it's the more different type of elements you have, the more you buff this, right? I think. So if you use all 4 different elements, you get 60% damage. That's probably what it means. And our second passive, when you do almighty damage, and for every 1% defense down on the target, increase damage dealt by 0.5% up to 120%. That's good, but the thing is, right, almighty damage bypasses defense debuff, right? So this 120% is basically like a makeup for the lack of defense. Actually, no. Yeah, it kinda is something like that, I guess. Like, almighty skills usually just completely dismiss the defense stat. And I guess this gives you extra defense debuff, so it kind of wants you to defense debuff even though you don't need it because skill 3 is almighty. But to be fair, your partner, your detective partner will also want defense debuff because they're not almighty, right? Yeah, free buff is free buff. So far the kit is interesting, but it's also lacking. Like the buffs, I think they should really nerf this. And not nerf this, buff this. They should really buff this number. And they should make this crit also. And I think they definitely need to increase the numbers here also. The average, maybe they should just change the average to 100% of damage. Then I think he's gonna be really, really good. Because his damage is basically based on the DPS. The stronger your DPS, the higher the damage Akechi will do. And I'm not 100% how it works here. Because from the wording, you can only get one stack of Arrow of Clarity, which is a problem. Because if let's say your DPS does damage on the first turn, that damage is gonna be low. Because you don't have a lot of buffs on the first turn, right? Which means that the recorded damage is going to be low and the damage the skill tree will do less damage. Another thing is that it's only 19.5% of the recorded damage, which is super low. So let's say if it's Firecrackerine, just 2 million damage. The recorded damage is going to be 400,000 because divide 5, right? Then this damage is going to be 19.5% of the 400,000 damage. So it's probably going to be like 80,000 only, which is extremely low. I think really the easiest way to fix this is just to increase. Maybe completely remove this. Okay, maybe not to buff this, but completely remove this. And then buff some numbers. Make sure this thing crits. Maybe that's enough. I don't know. Maybe there's something I don't understand about his kit. Maybe there's like a bigger problem with his kit I don't know. Because I mean, this is my first time looking at his kit. I have no experience playing or watching any gameplay of Akechi. This is just a quick first reaction video. But yeah, let's look at the weapon first. 4-star, almighty damage increase, attack damage increase, okay. Then 5-star is attack increase, and when you gain the skill 1, skill 2 stack, increase allies HP, allies attack, I mean. Then when detective partner casts some damage or whatever, increase Crow's crit damage. So this can be 30%. So the final 4-star weapon is not bad, but a bit too much attack, I think. Too much attack. I think I should change it to damage percent, then I think it'll be better. Okay, let's look at the awarenesses. A1 gains clarity at the start. It extends clarity and chaos to 4 turns. That means you can spam skill 3, right? Yeah, I think that's what it means. So I assume you can spam skill 3. They increase crit rate by 16%. Oh no, increase crit rate. Oh, I think for both himself and detective partner. When you have both, you have to have both clarity and chaos. For both skill 1 and skill 2. The thing is that skill 1 only lasts for 2 turns. Clarity lasts for, okay, change to 4 turns. Okay, this is interesting. Then A2, after dealing damage with persona skill, increase Crow's and detective partner's attack by 25%, crit damage by 30% for 1 turn. If the attack element is different from the last skill. Okay, going to alternate the skill. Okay, cool. That's a nice buff. A4, increase only 10%. Okay, it's for 4 turns, but only 10%. That's a bit too low. A6, increase arrow. Okay, increase the record damage to 50%. That's better, I guess. And Crow now sees all allies as detective partners in better additional gains, crit rate and crit damage. That is over 100%. Based on 40% of the highest crit rate and crit damage among detective partners. Okay, so basically some buff to the crit rate, crit damage for himself. This is actually quite good because that means the recorded damage will be everybody, right? I'm still not 100% sure how the recorded damage works. Like, is it only the first time you record damage or is it like cumulative? Okay, let's try. Let me see, what's the rotation? Let me try and guess. A0, I think you want to use skill 1, I think it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? No, it's going to be 1 or 2, then 3. This is interesting. Skill 3 is cast for 2 turns, so use it every 2 turns. So you can choose either 1 or 2. This is interesting. Yeah, okay, A1 changes the rotation to 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3. Because skill 2 and skill 1 now last for 4 turns, right? We can alternate them. I guess we don't really know which one is better, skill 1 or skill 2. I think it depends on the team. Yeah, I can see why he has a problem. I think the biggest problem is the record damage. I don't think the record damage is high enough to use him as DPS. I think they should just completely remove the cap. Actually, that might be a bit overkill, but that's also really good though. Because if you completely remove the cap, and I have no idea how the record damage actually works, if it's only the first time, maybe they should remove the first time also. They make it cumulative. Then that means Akechi's DPS is literally going to be as strong as your actual DPS. Which might actually be a little broken, but I mean, if they really want to buff this character, they should do that and remove the crit. That's how I would change this kit. So remove the recorded limit and remove the crit. Remove the cannot crit. Okay, actually let me read up the Luthor.net stuff. This will give me a better idea of how it works. So rather than limit it on his own, he borrows a portion of the main DPS damage to boost the team's output. Okay, that's exactly what he does. Good. But I think, again, I should increase the number. Whole mechanic is choosing one ally as a partner, gain the attack, then record part of the partner's damage, which is later settles through skill 3. Record damage cannot crit, that's a problem, and it's calculated purely by fixed ratios. Yeah, I think this is the biggest problem, I think. It is useful in battles where 20 DPS units benefit from shared buffs. Okay, yeah. I think this is literally the problem. Just fix this, and I think he will be much more usable. And if they completely remove the cap, I think he's like a character that's kind of future-proof, because it's 100% based on, if assuming they change it to 100%, then it's going to be 100% based on the DPS damage. Then that would be crazy. But the pros, it records the DPS partner damage, can defense down, can heal, okay. His role is fundamentally supportive, that's true. Usually inefficient unless A6. A6 is the one that gives the partner to everybody, right? So it becomes detective partners. Oh yeah. Hey, they added an S here. Previously was no S. Oh, okay, that's interesting attention of detail, I guess. Yeah, interesting character. The kit is actually quite interesting, but I think the execution can be worked better. Hopefully they do something. I want to see some insane buffs, actually. I want to see him broken, because that would be funny.